Hello and welcome to the Ulu ES podcast series, the podcast where we bring the inspiring journeys of student entrepreneurs in Finland. I'm your host Muhammad Ahmed, and today we have an incredible guest who is making waves in AI, data science, and entrepreneurship. Our guest today is Fuzel Ahamed Shaik. He's doctor researcher at the University of Odu, working with the large language models, AI, and machine learning. But that's not all. He's also a co-founder of Let's Solve Analytics, a company focused on using data science to solve business challenges. He has experiences in machine learning, deep learning, and business analytics, and he has worked both in Finland and India. Fuzel, welcome to the show. It's great to have you here.
Thank you for the amazing introduction, Mohammed.
You're welcome. To kick off the things, can you introduce yourself a little bit? Tell us about your background and how did you get into the world of AI and business analytics?
Yeah, I can start a simple introduction of myself. Like I'm doing my PhD in CMVS, which is Center for Machine Vision and Signal Processing in University of Oulu, where we deal with training some AI models for early emergency detections. Like we use some large language models and use some social media data to train them and do some early warning predictions. And my whole AI journey has started from back in India. Like before I moved to Finland, I was working as a data analyst in my previous company. That's where my first AI journey has started, and it has been a very fruitful journey, I can say. There is a lot of things that I have learned in the meanwhile, and then I chose to do a master's in University of Oulu in business analytics, and then I have completed my master's in 2024, and immediately I have started a PhD position there, and that too it is into AI itself, which is my domain. Yeah.
Okay, that's a really inspiring journey and exciting for me to get to know more about you and your journey onwards.
Yeah.
So you have an interesting background. I totally understand that. You started in India as a data scientist, as you said, and the program analyst, and now you're doing research in Finland, which is a different world compared to India. So what make you decide to move here, and how has your experience so far here?
Moving here has been not a premeditated decision that I have been come up with. It's kind of I was choosing options, where can I move into Europe, and then I thought of okay, let's give it a try in Finland. Back when I was moving into Finland, which is in 2022, after post-pandemic era, me as a data analyst or a data scientist, I was looking into the countries who has good potential of leveraging this data analyst or growing field on this data analyst, and Finland has been a topmost country which has a lot of scope in data scientist and data science field, and that was one of the one of the reason which I have moved here. And another thing is I was also looking around how is the business potential in Finland, what are the perks do we have in Finland and all. So by going all these things, I thought, okay, Finland will be a good option. The government is also so helpful. When you have a company, it's very easy to set up a company here when compared to other countries. And it motivated me a lot. Just move here and start doing some research on AI and get more stuff and get up to date knowledge on these things. Yeah.
Well, that Fuzel seems like a very wise decision to me.
Oh yeah.
Now let's talk about the startup. Let's Solve Analytics. What exactly your company does, and what inspired you to start it?
So the inspiration came from, again, while the AI is growing up, you see the potential where you can leverage the AI and hold the data science domain, and learn from data and increase the business potentials of different companies. That's where the motivation started, and that's what we are doing exactly in Let's Solve Analytics. We are trying to solve business problems, for example, cost optimization and resource allocations are one of the major things that many industries face solve these things. Like there is a lot of wastage happening in these things. Like like you can adopt some data analytical strategies, like learn from data. And nowadays everyone knows like AI has been like top notch. It has been disrupting all the domains and all. Like that's where the main idea of Let's Solve Analytics has emerged, and we provide end-to-end software solutions which powered by AI.
Okay, good to know that. So starting a company is not easy thing, as far as I can I can remember from my own experience as well. So how big is your team, and how do you manage your whole team?
Right now, I can say we are not like a huge corporation or anything. We are just like a small, like very small scale startup, I can say, like where we have like a couple of clients where we work with them. And right now we have like 6 people team, in which like 4 are co-founders, and we have like 2 extra team which are extensively working on couple of projects. And mostly we use like all that scheduling tools, for example Trello, and we use like online meetings to collaborate. Like like nowadays, like working from home is like a habitual thing. Like you don't need to spend too much of time book an office. No, it's not a traditional way now. So the ways are changing. So it was easy to collaborate, and it's just like we started working.
Yeah, I can understand. Post-COVID era, things have been changed. So totally understandable. So what does a typical day look like for you? How do you balance research, meeting, and company work?
So most of my times goes under research. Like since I am a PhD student, I'm able to work in university for like working times. So my most of working times goes in the PhD thing, which is the relevant to my company goals as well. Like where we have been working on AI and like using training some large language models and interpreting and doing some speech to text detections and creating some dashboards. So, and then after the usual timing, and then I have flexibility on working on this stuff. But it is a bit challenging in the starting phases when I don't have a team. It was a bit hard to like manage all these things, like preparing proposals, submitting to the clients, getting clients, and showing some demo products. It was a bit hustle in the starting phases, but once we get a team, then the network makes everything easier.
Exactly. Network is your net worth. Famous line.
Yeah. So that has been helpful, but it comes with a lot of challenges, and we are still facing a lot of challenges in this thing. And I'm also not like such a particular guy who is being so punctual at a time. Like like I sometimes miss my schedules and all. So that's the thing. I'm still learning on it.
Yeah, I totally understand that every entrepreneur have to face some challenges down the road in this entrepreneurship journey, especially when they are starting out. So I'm particularly interested in what kind of challenges did you face, and how did you overcome them?
So most of the common challenge everything can come up with is like a time management. Time management comes with a practice, like it comes with a discipline. Like I'm trying to adopt it and like practice it, being accountable to my own task. Let's start with that. Like let's be accountable to my own task, and then let's be a bit more disciplined. I haven't mastered it. It's kind of like a learning process, and it's going in a steep way learning process. Someday I hope I master that time management task. And then the productivity, like like whenever you have the time, you need to be concentrated to work on that particular task. That's going to take a lot of time, because you have a lot of thoughts going in your mind. Like it's not only your PhD. You have like PhD, you have some other stuff, and then you have like company stuff, etc., etc. You need to have like organized schedules, like organized task management things to make everything streamlined. So these were the challenges which I'm facing. Then I tried to adopt like existing tools, like for example software tools, to get habituated, and then integrate that thing in my life, and like be in time or in schedule with those tasks.
Well, it's good to know that what kind of lessons you have learned. And regarding, you talked about the softwares, I can totally understand how Trello can make your life easy, and the task management alongside with maybe some like Slack and the Jira tools as well. Totally understandable. So AI and data science are growing fast, pretty much fast as far as the trends I am seeing in internet. So you work on cutting edge technologies like the large language models and deep learning. Where do you see AI in next 5 years at least?
Oh, that's gonna be very ambitious. I can say, like, like the role of AI has been scaling up pretty huge since the new year. You can say it became very political one. Like, also, like, when some countries doing something, then another country will be like, okay, let's go and do it. Like, I'm not going on that part, but when you see on a technical aspect, it is very much booming. Like, for example, I can imagine. So I was actually going through some what are the future potential implementations of AI and all. Like, have you heard of this AI agents? Like,
Exactly.
yeah,
I'm saying that.
yeah, AI agents has been like a new trend, like, since the advancement of AI in 2025. There is this another one, especially in medical field. There is this Hippocratic AI. It's a company name. So they allow doctors to train their own AI agent. For example, like, you as a doctor, you can train your own AI agent. Let's suppose you are a dentist. You can train your own AI agent according to a dentist needs. And this AI agent can communicate with the patients when you're not there. So can you see the advancement?
Oh, that seems like I have a digital assistant for myself.
Yeah, it's kind of like digital assistant. And,
interesting.
And in the same time, like, to match this trends and all, like, we at Let's All Analytics, we are building like our own product, which is like Clean Access, which helps in streamlining the whole documentations and administrative tasks for a better efficiency in works. For example, like, in hospitals, if you see, each doctor has a lot of tasks to go on. Like, like, there is a different set of administrative tasks, and to manage this task and to read the patient's data and give them a proper decision, it's going to take a lot of time. They're doing efficient way, but it at least taking like 1 hour or more than that. So we at Clean Access, we aim to reduce this 1 hour span of time and help doctor in getting, like, making quick decisions with quick information retrieval systems. So we are trying to cope up with the trend what we are going at Let's All Analytics. That's kind of like a new product we are working on.
Oh, good luck with the new product. That seems like a very valuable product to me.
Yep, thank you.
Do you think AI is a threat to traditional jobs, especially, or do you think that it is going to create some opportunities?
Actually, I think it's going to create some opportunities. Like, for example, like, you can see the development of AI, right? Okay, let's have this thing. People saying like AI can remove some jobs. Of course, AI can remove some jobs, but in the meanwhile, it is also creating like a huge number of jobs, which is like knowledgeable jobs. And since the advancement of AI, there is no need to spend too much time on information retrieval. Like, imagine the era of before ChatGPT, where, like, as a developer, when you have like a problem or something, you go to Stack Overflow or something, and then you debug it, like go to different links, follow different threads in GitHub, and then see what the issue is. But nowadays, the AI is powerful, so that they can help you to debug this task pretty quickly. Like, that reduce the development time. That's making you efficient in a way. So, and in terms of affecting jobs, I can say it's rather than affecting jobs, it's creating like a new jobs for people and helping them to think, like, think more and learn more.
Got it. We also observe that Finland has a great ecosystem, startup ecosystem, but for many international students, starting a business is becoming overwhelming. So, what opportunities are available in your opinion and based on your own experience, because you are here researcher, you spent some years here, so what opportunities do you see for the newcomers here to start their own companies?
So actually in Oulu, I can say particularly for Oulu, there are a lot of opportunities for the newcomers who are interested in like a startup ecosystems. Like, for example, let's start with Oulu ES itself. It has like a good of ecosystem which it can helps you to learn how a project development goes on. And like, in your software development or like in your startup, you need to have this knowledge of like how a product development grows on, how you want to design your product, go and publish to the market and sell it to the customers. So this is a thing where you can learn it from Oulu ES as well. And apart from Oulu ES, there is a lot of incubators. Like, there is Startup Express pre-incubator, which is like a 100-day pre-incubator program where you can go and enroll. You can think about an idea and make an MVP and get that MVP deployed, or like, go launch in like 100 days program. And then after the pre-incubator, you have like incubator like oysters and all, like which are mostly on medical field targeted, but this is also like a valuable incubator in connecting the med tech industry here. And university also gives some fundings. For example, like at Olu Innovation Center, you can get
I was about to ask that. The POC funding I heard about.
Yeah, the POC funding, which is like for students. Like, if you are a student and if you have an idea, you just go with an idea and show them some validation. Hey, this is an idea which we have validated from the customers and all. And then this, once you have like a validated idea, they can give you like, the POC fund. Like, and for the researchers, the POC fund part is something like, for the researcher, it's not the POC part. It's actually like a research to business part, where R2B, they can also contact this Olu Innovation Center and they can also get some funding according to their research and all. So, yeah.
Great. So, if a student has a great business idea and he want to start it, what's the first and most basic step do you recommend to that student, and the practical steps I was talking about specifically?
The practical steps in Olu, there are a lot actually. Like when I have an idea, or like when I was in an ideation phase, like the main challenge with the ideation phase is you go out there and validate with your target customers. Like, this thing, even though if you wanted to do it, it takes a lot of effort if you're not participating in any hackathons or in any, for example, like startup weekends and all. Like, if you participate in these kind of things, like for example, startup weekend is coming.
It's March coming.
Like this weekend. Then pretty soon. So if you participate in these things, like you can go and easily validate your idea within like 3 days. You validate your idea, you then build a prototype, like a demo prototype, and then you see the business potential within like 3 days, like workshop. And that has been really helpful for me, to be honest. Like, I have participated in this startup weekend in 2023 October, and then also in October 2024. So, and I got like good prizes in those.
Congratulations for those.
Yes. And apart from this thing, there are like a lot of hackathons, and I would suggest, like, just don't think, like, don't sit there and think. Just go out and participate in some of the competitions which you feel relevant. Don't hesitate to participate. Just participate and give it a try.
I agree with you, but because I'm also a first year student, I see that mostly newcomers are coming. They feel like they are in a certain box. They are not stepping outside their comfort zone. They are not attending any activities. They are not taking any initiative. That's why they feel like depressed or not taking any bold step other than just studying. So I also feel that they need to step out of their comfort zone and try their first step. At least learn from your your given steps, and they can move on with that. So Olu ES also provide the networking opportunities, mentorship events for the students interested in entrepreneurship and learning about entrepreneurship, all that. So from your experience, how important it is for the students to join the Olu ES society and how it can help them to grow?
If you ask me in that perspective, like, I can say there are some workshops which OLUS try to conduct. Like, there are some mentoring workshops, for example, the upcoming workshop with Nathan Mills. So these kind of workshops can help you to, like, develop your pitch. The important part when you are having a solutions and when you want to sell it, you want to have a good pitch, like, to sell the product into the market. And this pitch development skill is really important. And this kind of workshops will help you to develop this kind of things. And Oli has been constantly working on this kind of workshops, and they have been collaborating with Polar VR pitching, and then there is this, again, the startup weekend, and they are also collaborating with Oyster and pre-incubator and all kind of, like, entrepreneurial activities in Olu. I can say they are everywhere. They are like a bridge with every different startup society in Olu. So I would say it can give you like a very good edge on, like, going out there and performing and getting your networks, and just enabling you to be the doer, not like sitting behind.
Okay, great. Fuzel, it was an amazing experience to have you on the show.
Yep.
Your journey is truly inspiring,
Yep.
not only for me, but for our audience as
Yep.
well, of course. And I'm sure our listeners must have enjoyed your and learned a lot of things from you. Thank you very much for joining us. To all our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow the Ulu ES on Instagram and LinkedIn. So we will be back with more stories of student entrepreneurs in Finland. Until next time, keep learning and keep building. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, guys. Bye bye.
Bye bye.